So you've got all these video projects and you need to make a DVD. So you're going to make it using Adobe Encore. So what we're going to do, we're going to open Encore. But we don't just want a DVD, we want a DVD with a menu. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to do a new project. We're going to call it, for the purposes of this video, My Awesome DVD. Click OK. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Then we're going to right click. Okay, we're going to right click, File New. Okay. I don't think it. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we want to put a menu in here. And where we're going to design the menu is not in Encore, but in Photoshop. So we're going to open Photoshop. It's going to take a sec. Oh, I don't know if you heard that, but my stomach just growled very loudly. And it surprised me. And I'm a little bit concerned. Okay, so now we got this. And we're going to go... Actually, okay. So what we're going to do, so back in Encore, forget everything that just happened. We're going to go New Menu. And then we have this menu up, and we're going to right-click, and we're going to go Edit Menu in Photoshop. Sorry, that's what we're going to do. And so, here we go. It's taking a second. My computer's freaking out. I don't know if you can hear that. So, we've got our menu here. So, what we're going to want to make is places for there to be buttons. So, let's say you're going to have movie 1. Put that there. That, every time this makes a new layer. And then movie 2. This is super professional looking. And then, no, just stop it. Okay, and then movie 3. And so what you're gonna do, some people say that you have to put all these weird programming language things in the side, but as a more artistically minded person, numbers freak me out. So, what I'm gonna have you do is you're gonna click on each layer here, and you're gonna right click it and say Convert to Smart Object. And you're gonna convert each layer. Now, the way I'm doing this, so in a DVD menu, you've got all the different options, right? And then there's something that tells you where the remote is, like what you're selecting. And the way I'm doing this is it's going to make the text the button. But you could have a button next to the text, and if you wanted to do that, you would draw a circle or square or something next to it. But I don't want that, so I'm going to get rid of that. Yeah, I want to delete it. But for our purposes, we're just going to be doing the words here. You could worry about other stuff. So if you drew a rectangle and you wanted that to be the button, then you would make that the smart object. So now we've got this, and we're going to go File, Save As, Awesome DVD Menu. You call it whatever you want. And so make sure it's a Photoshop file, and I'm going to save it on my desktop just so that I can find it really easily, and then save. And when you go back, so then you're going to go back to Encore. And when you do this, it's going to end up making two menus in here. I'm sure there's a way to not have that happen, but I don't know it. But basically, the reason I imported the menu into Photoshop was because it got all the aspect ratios right and stuff, and I don't know how to do that. So what you're going to do is you're going to right-click in the Project tab over here, Import as Menu. And then we just saved our menu on desktop. Awesome DVD Menu Photoshop. There we go. Click it. And then what we're going to do is we are going to delete this blank menu. So now we just have this. So then over here what we're going to do is we're going to right click. So each of these we made them smart objects, remember? So each of these you're going to right click on it and select. And so now it's selected. It's selected the layer, and we're going to turn this into a button. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to go Object, Convert to Button. Boink. And now it's green. It went from blue to green. And that green means that it is now a button. And so then we move on to the next one. And we right-click it. And we go Select Movie 2. It's just named whatever you named it in Photoshop. You can also do Command B, and that also makes it a button. So I'm going to make all these buttons here. There we go. And so now, now what we would do is we go back to Project and we right-click Import as Asset, and then we can import our movies, each one that's going to go along with the button. Make sure that they're MOV files and not MPEGs. I made that mistake earlier and it was weird. So now they're importing them, and here they go. So let's say movie 1 we want to be this movie here. So what we're going to do is we're just simply going to select the movie that we want and drag it on top. And see now what that has done, it's linked this movie to this button. So when you click on this button, it'll play this movie. Now, and what that does is it makes it into a timeline. And here it is. Now, like any good DVD, when the movie is done, you don't just want it to freak out, you want it to go back to the original menu so you can click all the other lovely buttons that we made. So the way that you do that is there's what's called the end action, and that's what automatically happens when the movie's done playing. Right now it's set to return to last menu, which should take it back to the menu, but just to be safe, what we're going to do is we're going to click on this like swirling vortex. Think of it like a wormhole, like where are you telling it to go through the wormhole? And we drag the line, see it makes this line, and we drag it over here to the menu that we made. And then we go back and we click on the menu, so that we're back here, and we do the same with the other, oh, shoot. And we do the same with the other two buttons. And so now what this does, if we go up here, this is the preview button. If we go, no first, oh. Got it. So it said no first play destination is set. So, oh, okay, we'll worry about first play in a second. One thing I forgot to tell you, so now that these are buttons, you can make them change colors, and you can, you know, when you select things in the DVD menu, it's different colors for different things. So, we are going to change the colors of this. Now remember, I'm just making the text different colors. If you have little boxes or something next to it, it's going to be slightly different, but I'll explain that. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go to Menu, and then, oh, okay, you got to make sure you're in the right windows. Okay. Okay, you got to make sure that you're in this window. It'll have a yellow border around it. So then you go to Menu, Edit Menu Color Set. So when it's in automatic, you can't adjust anything. So we got to go to Menu Default, and you can just leave it here. But basically, right now, it is working so that it's showing it so that, like, if you had a little box here and you wanted it to look like it was moving around, this is how it's automatically set. For me, I don't want that. If that's something you want, then you're gonna want to. You can just leave it how it is. But basically, what it is, the normal group is what it looks like when it's not selected, when it's just sitting there and nothing's happening to it. The highlight group selected state is when you're selecting it. And then the activated state is the color it turns when you click it. So if we go over here to preview and we check it, and then we click this one, this is what, we go over here to the first one, this is what they look like in the very first, non-selected state. I want to make sure that they are white, so I'm going to make the color white, and then 0% opacity is clear, so I wanted 100% opacity. There we go. Because before, if I had been back at 0% opacity, and I clicked this, oh, never mind. Whatever. Okay. So then you want them to be selected, right? So when they're selected, yeah, let's have them be yellow, but I don't want them sort of clear like that. I want them all the way And so then this is what they would look like there when they're selected. And then when they are activated, which means when they're clicked, I want it to be, yeah, red is great. Perfect. And then that's what they would look like when they're selected. And you click OK. Don't worry that they're staying in that color. It's just sort of staying in the preview. OK. When you click preview, it says no first play destination is set for this project. Okay, let's click set as first play. Not sure what I just did, but let's try that again. There we go. Okay. So I'm guessing that basically, okay. So when you want to set your first play, when it says no first play set, you got to click the menu because you want the menu to be the first thing that comes up. If you had anything else clicked, that would just automatically play when you started the DVD, and that's not what you want. So you select the menu and you go File, and then Set as First Play. Sweet. So then we go to Preview, and this is what our DVD would look like when we first opened it. And we can go up and down, and we can select them. There we go. And they'll start playing. So that is how you make a DVD. Now, to actually burn the DVD, we go to the Build tab here. And it's Format DVD, and you have to make sure that it's DVD disc, not DVD folder, not DVD image, DVD disc. That's what burns it to a DVD. Then we go down to here, and you name your project. We'll name it My Awesome DVD. And then what you got to do is you got to put a DVD in your computer. I'm doing that right now. And, you know, I'm on a Mac, so it's going to be different than a PC. But not that much different. So I just put the DVD in. It's taking a second. And a window is going to pop up that's like, oh my gosh, you put a blank DVD. Oh, look, see? You inserted a blank DVD. So you're going to want it to be open in Finder, although on a PC this would be different. I'm not sure how. And I'm going to click OK. So now that'll allow me to be able to find it in Finder. Haha, Finder. Okay, so you're going to want to make sure it's create using current project. Oh, nope, I see, I just accidentally changed that. I didn't mean to. And DVD-ROM content, you're going to go Browse and Untitled DVD, and that will tell it to burn to the DVD. And then what we're going to do is click Check Project and Start. You want to make sure all these things are checked. Now, it says Title Remote Not Set. For what we're doing, that's not important, and it really doesn't matter. So then we can exit from there. But if some other crazy problem was happening, it would tell us. And then you make sure it's DVD, DVD disc, current project, you have a good name, and that you have the DVD selected, and then you click Build. I don't actually want to burn this DVD, so I'm not going to click Build. But then a little window will pop up, and it'll tell you the progress. And if it burned properly, when it's done, the DVD should automatically just eject itself from the computer. On a Mac, that is. I'm not sure about a PC. And then I would put it back in the computer afterwards, and if it's been burned properly, it will automatically work as a DVD, or you can even go and put it in a DVD player. Anyway, so that is how you make a DVD using Adobe Encore and Photoshop.